Good morning. Thank you for joining Goose Got You Entertainment. And thank you for joining another edition of Goose Got You Entertainment. I'm your host, Marquez Good. We've been having a little bit of technical difficulties throughout with our co host, trying to get him in here. I just wanted to keep on rolling. Hopefully, he can join us because I didn't want to go late and keep you back from holding on for Goose Got You Entertainment. But let's get right. I hope you guys had a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving because I know I did. But let's get right in the hot seat because we got a lot of football to talk about. We might do some touch of basketball. But let's see who took the turkey home on Thursday. First up, let's talk about the Bears and Lions. The Bears and Lions game. This game, I had a question for Cam, which I will answer. Is Mitchell Trubisky that good of a quarterback, or is it the fact that the Bears' overall offense is just that good? Because let me tell you, Mitchell Trubisky is a good quarterback. He threw 3 touchdowns, 300 yards for consecutive 3 games. Now, don't get me wrong. That's outstanding. But you had a bag up quarterback and Chase Daniels to come in there and do 2 touchdowns. Let me tell you some of his stats. He had 2 touchdowns. He was 27 to 37 completions. He was 230 yards. But look at this. He played against, let me see. I hope Cam Taylor's in here watching. How he do it? The legend killer Lions did not show up today, guys. I do not know where they were at. I don't know if they even got on the plane. I mean, they didn't have to go to a plane. Sorry, they didn't have to go to the plane. They just had to drive from their houses or their hotels, and they still didn't show up. They had a little distance compared to Detroit. But the fact is, the Lions, the legend killing Lions, sit there and got beat by a backup quarterback. They got all these high-ranked quarterbacks. They got Aaron Rodgers they beat. They got Tom Brady they beat. But then you come against Chase Daniels on a beat-up defense. I mean, you could call Khalil Mack daddy, let me tell you that. But this game right here, without a doubt, was I predicted the Bears was going to win. But it's the fact that I thought the Lions, Lions got 16. I think it was 23 the score was. I can't really recap the score because I didn't get it on my notes. But the fact that the Bears came in there with a bag up is outstanding. That's far enough interesting within itself. So before I get started, I got a YouTube rolling. If you know somebody that can't get on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. Let them know. Goose Got You Entertainment Week 12 on YouTube. I'm here rolling both ways. But let me tell you this. The Redskins and Cowboys game. All right, let me get started on this. I was 100% with the Redskins. I'm not going to tell you, no doubt in my mind, I knew the Redskins were going to win this game. But indeed, they had Colt McCoy, a backup quarterback, and that's all he is. Now, I don't understand why people are so hype about this game. I understand they disrespected the Redskins and Cowboys, and they didn't put them on the 8 o'clock game in prime time where they're supposed to be. They put the Falcons and Saints in that game. But the fact that Colt McCoy disrespected not only Goose Got You Entertainment, but he disrespected the entire Redskins organization. Colt had the audacity, listen to the word audacity, and to play exceptionally well the week before, come into a game for a quarter and a half. He maintained the game. So he made me and my studying believe that he was going to do great. But he came in, he played against the Texans defense, so I was thinking he would do exceptionally well against the Cowboys. But he went on the road where the Cowboys are 2-3 on the road, and he collapsed. He collapsed when they most needed it well, because if you took over this game, it would set you pretty good in the standings, and it would put the Cowboys away for pretty much the year almost. But Colt went 24 of 38, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Why? The 3 interceptions got me wrong. I thought I was looking at Kirk Cousins all over again for Washington, but I didn't know. It just looked like he was just playing for the other team at the moment. He came down the field a couple times. I know he's not even a young quarterback. He's been in the league for a while, might be even a decade. And this guy's playing sloppy. I understand you're a backup, but I don't understand how Washington even had the idea to even come out and say this guy could be our potential starter if Alex Smith didn't come there. You would have been worse than the Raiders right now. And it sucks to say they got so much talent on the field that they should be getting on the field. They got a great tight end core. They got a okay wide receiver core. Let's not get them started. But you just went to the Cowboys that just suck. The Cowboys suck this year. I don't know why the fans are so, we're getting into the playoffs. You're not getting in the playoffs. No playoffs. You got to win a game. But AP didn't get it done either for the Redskins. AP didn't get it done. He had 12 carries, 35 yards. You tell me this man is doggone one of the best running backs, should be in the best running back charts in NFL history. Exceptional saying. But this guy starts jumping around instead of getting up there. If it's an HB drive, if it's a run back dive right up the middle, you go straight up the middle. He's out here juking and all over the place. I don't get that. He's too big for that. He should just go up the middle. He go gain 5 yards, gain 5 yards. Don't just go on the outside because you feel like going on the outside. But let me tell you this. Somehow, the Cowboys offense dissected the Redskins defense each way possible. When you got Josh Norman on the left side, then you got this free safety back there, Clinton Dix. I'm glad Green Bay got rid of him. But you telling me this, Dak Prescott, 2 touchdowns, 289 yards. Ezekiel Elliott hooked up for 1, 2. So that makes 3 total touchdowns for the quarterback and the running back comparison. But let me tell you, let's talk about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, 8 receptions, 180 yards with 2 touchdowns. I don't understand why the Oakland Raiders, if they even an organization anymore, sit there and let this man go. I know he had a concussion at the time, but you got to sometimes just be patient. It's stupid. And I'll tell you more about the Raiders because they're just dumb. It's a damn shame they got to do that to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's showing off. I'm prepared. I'm glad that Amari Cooper is really showing off for the Raiders. I mean, he left the Raiders like that, and now he's showing off. So sometimes you just gotta be patient. Patience is key. On to the next one. The most disrespectful game of the night. The most disrespectful game on Thanksgiving. I had to sit here and watch this blowout. I could have been doing anything else, but I went and watched this blowout. Now, let me tell you this. The Falcons in New Orleans at the Saints. This thing right here, the only issue is that I had to get it's the Falcons played in prime time against the best team, arguably the best team in the NFL right now is the Saints. The MVP candidate, Drew Brees. Let me tell you about him in a few. But the Saints blew out the Falcons. I expected that. And if anybody went and bet against that, I'm sad for you. You should have lost all your money. You should have went broke. You should have went bankrupt if you went against the Saints and the Falcons. The Falcons should not even – they should have closed up the shop because they got so much high power back there with Julio Jones and Matty Ice, and then you got the running back. And you got an okay, manageable defense. And you got the audacity to be losing like you do on the season that you're not going to even make the playoffs. That's bad enough. You shouldn't even be sitting in the same pot, the same conversation with the Oakland Raiders. You look bad to have all of that talent on your team. Drew Brees executed, but let me tell you this. Drew Brees executed well. Almost every opportunity he scored on the boards. Drew Brees was 15 of 22, 171 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. I give him that 1 interception. You make mistakes. Veteran or rookie, you make a mistake. But this right here, 171 yards, and you got 4 touchdowns. This guy was slinging out there. This game right here forced the Falcons out of the NFC South. Now, as I was going to – this right here, my real question that I had for Cam that I'm going to reiterate the answer is how can a team so powerful on paper suck on the field? Is it too many veterans? That's a huge question. I'll have a poll up this week to get people to answer that question because it's just like you have so much talent on the field for the Falcons that you just be you just blasphemous. That's what it is. You should be close to the Super Bowl again. I mean, y'all know y'all blew it out. That's one thing. That's a different story. Y'all just gave it up. But just the fact that you're going to do that is disrespectful to the whole nation. You shouldn't even come out on Mercedes-Benz. But let's get right to it. The matchups for the day. Thanksgiving was good. Some of your teams, when I was 2 of 3, Cowboys messing everything up. I'm tired of Cowboy fans. Don't text me. I'm tired of this. Just hit me on my Facebook. Don't text me on my phone. I don't got time for Cowboy fans. 49ers and Bucks today. The most unwatched game in America goes to the 49ers and the Bucks. Both teams are clearly outside of 500. They're not even looking for 500. They shouldn't even look for playoffs. They shouldn't even have that in their book right now. What they should be looking for is a good draft pick for next season. That's all they can get right now. The 49ers have been struggling since Jimmy Garoppolo towards ACL towards the beginning of the season. He is back in practice. Somehow, a miracle from God, he did that. He's back in practice. I don't know why he's out there practicing. He should be sitting at his couch right now just watching the season end. But the Bucks record, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. The Bucks record should be a whole lot more better than what they got. They have the weapons that they have. And I know Deshaun Jackson's old, but they got a couple. They got Evans. They got a couple of players out there that can make some plays. And we've seen how high caliber they are. We see what they can do. We see what they're capable of through the season of scoring 45 points. So it ain't no excuses about the refs. I mean, the only excuse is having a doggone quarterback. You got Fitzmagic, whatever his name is, and then you sit there and you have Jameis. You either got to stick with one. You can't go in a game and say, Jameis Winston, oh, you're going to start right now, but then the fourth quarter you're going to bring Fitzpatrick in. It's not going to gel. It's like putting two different greens in the same pot. It's like playing green beans and collard greens in the same pot. You don't do that. You just mixing up the team so you don't know who to protect. You go from Jameis Winston that can get out the pocket to Fitzpatrick that can't do nothing but sit in the pocket and throw a ball. Well, I mean, this other side of the field, the 49ers, I mean, they another team that's going to get a good draft pick. I mean, they might be number 2 for crying out loud. This right here, I mean, I witnessing how the 49ers can make a game. They made it against Green Bay when Green Bay was hurt. They can make a good game happen. And they're capable of doing a lot. Today, I'm putting my faith in the 49ers because the Bucks seem like they just can't get nothing together with all their pieces of the puzzle. They got every piece of the puzzle on the table, but they can't get nothing together. And Jameis Winston didn't start today, so I'm looking for him to make a good game. But will they trade him out? Will he throw 3 interceptions? I mean, having Sherman on the other side, will Sherman get some interception? I want to see how this game goes. This game might be interesting because it's 2 poor teams, but I can't really see it right now. It's just unwatched game in America. Jets and Patriots and Jets. Best thing the Jets fans can get right now is that Sam Darnold is coming back next week. They can just pray for that. That's the only thing they can have on their agenda. When they look at their calendar for next Sunday, they just see Sam Darnold's coming back. I don't know why they're so excited about Sam Darnold coming back. I mean, I'm just shocked. The Jets have enough trouble because Sam Darnold's out with a foot injury. But which another week will leave the job up to Josh McCown. Josh McCown ain't been good since he was with the Bears. He was with the Bucks. He was with he might have been with Green Bay. I don't know what the all team. He probably been with all teams in the doggone nation. He probably went overseas. He might have played arena. I don't know. But Greg's in here. I'm glad Greg's in here watching. The Jets should just wrap the season up. Y'all should just let the season go and get a good draft pick, number 5 or something, and just be good. The Jets just don't. This is just disrespectful. And then the fact that they think they're gonna beat Green Bay right before Christmas, that's just mind-blowing. It's just mind-boggling. I mean, the fact that y'all go against the Patriots, I understand Tom Brady has a knee injury, and I understand Tom Brady has an illness, and he ain't practiced half the week, but that man can have a flu. That man can be like Michael Jordan and come out there. He's Michael Jordan of the NFL today. And I think Tom Brady, if the Jets defense, just, I don't know where they at. I mean, they're good sometimes, but the record proves it all. You didn't win. I don't care how you do it. But let's say this. Tom Brady does have a knee injury and the illness, as I said. He's been out of practice some this week. I want to see how he come back from that knee injury. I mean, the injuries. So right now is the question. And the Jets are without Marcus May. So that's one huge safety position that's open. Brady's going to do what Brady do. That man is amazing. Even though he cheated, the guy give him his props. He did what he did to get the game. You got to do what you got to do. But I think Brady might throw for over 2 touchdowns at least. At least he might do a Drew Brees and throw 4. I don't know. Don't tell me. Don't get me the line because this Jets defense could just let the game go. They might just sit on the sideline and let the Patriots practice all game. This game shouldn't even be on TV, I don't think. But I really do want to see how Brady do with the injuries that he have and the illness. But we all know it's Brady and the bunch against the fact that the Jets even on. I hope they don't be on TV, but the fact this game is even close. I don't even care how the beginning of the season looked. Everybody looked good at the beginning. Oh, Greg said I agree today's game. The Jets Patriots are going to be like the Rough Riders versus man. Let's not get to that game. Did they even show up that game? I can't remember. But on to the next. The Giants and Eagles. I wish Cam was to be over here today because I got a lot to say about the Giants and the Eagles game. The Giants, the last two games, they have been on fire, if you may say. Fire 2 games. I guess that's the way you want to say it. They've played a solid 4 quarters, guys. A solid 4 quarters, if you hear me. The Eagles organization, it's a definition of a complete bust. A bust. And I'm going to tell you this. How do you go from a Super Bowl caliber organization and the Eagles? I mean, it might just been one of them, the fairy with the dust come out, everybody gets starstruck, Tom Brady gets starstruck on one play, and the Super Bowl is over, and the Eagles win. Ooh, y'all win 1 ring and a lollipop, then you win 1 time and y'all licking y'all's chops, and you think you could go back, and then you get rid of Nick Foles. Well, you sit him on the bench and say, Carson Wentz is back. He's going to take us to the promised land. You messed up. You messed up, and you should have kept the momentum. You should have kept the chemistry. You should have kept everything flowing because you don't do that. You don't go from a Super Bowl team and then you switch up everything. I understand Nick Foles is a bag-up, but the bag-up carried you there. I understand Carson Wentz got you there. He got you to the outside gates. Nick Foles went inside the gates and beat the man with the plan, Tom Brady. But you sit there and you want to just do whatever you want to do, and then you're not even in the playoffs right now. You're not even on the outside gates. You are in the backyard. You in the neighbor's yard, matter of fact. You over the gate where there's cement blocks standing on top. And my risk this week, the biggest risk I take is I know Eagles are in Philly, and I understand how they are. But at this moment, and the time where the Eagles are, and it looks so sloppy, they look like trash, that the Giants will indeed win this game today. I think Eli has enough in his chamber to win this game today. And not only say that, the Eagles' defense is banged up in the secondary. The cornerback position, Jalen Mills, Sidney Jones, and Avonte Maddox, they're out. Douglas is questionable, and the linebacker, Jordan Hicks, is out. So their whole entire backfield is out. Eli Manning, you let him get free roam with Odell Beckham, it's dangerous. I'm going to tell you this is dangerous. And Cam would probably be on here cheering, running down the house, running down the street. I don't know. He probably got Giant stuff on right now. That's the worst part of it all. That they think they're going to go to the playoffs. Just because I go with you 1 week, don't mean I'll be here next, because this game right here might be one of the ones the Giants pull off. But that's a sleeper alert. Now, let me get to the next one. On to the next one. Another one, DJ Khaled will say. Raiders and the Ravens. Double R's, and I ain't talking about Rough Riders. Alex Collins is expected to play today. A huge need for the Ravens. Raider is 2 R's here, so it's sounding like, don't get me mixed up. Raider fans, do $100 million. I know I say this every week, but I'm trying to get this in your thick skulls, but you can understand that y'all are not going to win. You might well just look for a draft pick every year for the next 10 years because that's all you're going to get. And you might not get that because the player might not just play for you because you suck that bad. Jordy Nelson didn't retire. I had thought he retired. How it looked like in the news and sports world, like he retired. It's bad that he wants to force him to retirement. This man's out here faking injuries from crying out loud. They got a knee injury. We know he ain't hurt. He just don't want to play the rest of his pride is hurt. That's the only thing that's hurt. Now, let me tell you this. $100 million sound good for a play call. I'm telling you, Bill Belichick don't get paid this much. Pete Carroll don't get paid this much. Mike McCarthy don't get paid this much. Who else? Who else you want? Matt Patricia? He don't get paid that much. But the fact that you played a play caller, $100 million, I'll pay Bill Belichick that. That's a different story. Bill Belichick deserved that. This man, I don't care. He cheated. Nah, he got what he had to get with the Patriots. But this team is closest to the worst team in the NFL right now. The Raiders probably is the worst team in the NFL right now, on paper and on the field. But the Ravens now are a different story. The Ravens put their seasons in the hands of the 2016 Heisman Trophy winner, 2018 first rounder, Lamar Jackson. And because Flacco was out with a hip injury again. Jackson didn't come in with the biggest bang. I mean, he won the game. He managed the game. So that's probably the biggest bang a backup should be looking for in the backup. But he came into a system that he knew because the Falcons were smart enough to sit there and go, hey, we need to add our backup quarterback in the play system. Get him into the play system. So if something do happen, I like how the Ravens do. And they get their bag up in it early. They get him in the earlier season, fresh off the shot. Don't just let him sit on the bench because he's bag up and your first string quarterback's so good. And you be like Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, then we get a bag up in there, then we just lose the whole doggone season. The whole season go up in flames. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. You got to get this man in there early, get him started where he can memorize the play system and get in there. I don't know, Lamar Jackson, did he throw interception Sunday? I don't think so. It might have been one if it was anything. But that man was running all over. I'm talking about running all over the field. And this right here is the quarterback. This is what the quarterback's meant for, just to manage a game. Manage a game. You want him to be lights out like Drew Brees and stuff like that, but it takes time. It takes time. In today's matchup, Lamar Jackson will do more than just manage a game. He will be the major key alert. And I ain't talking about DJ Khaled either. To success. The defense of the Ravens will collect an interception, maybe two, against this sloppy Raiders team. Jordy Nelson's hurt. Who else they got? They got a bunch of rookies. Rookies can come out and show out to get that position, but this is the Oakland Raiders that we're talking about, folks. It's no showing out. The record showed it out itself. The record did it over. So the Ravens will definitely win. This game right here, Raiders and Ravens game, should not even be close. Yeah, and Joe Flacco's out, and Lamar is there. I think Lamar's going to show off today. This should be a great game. I should be talking about him next Sunday. I might talk about him every day this week because one of my friends is a Ravens fan. And I know I'm going to talk to him about it, and I know I got to go back to VSU today to get some more segments, but this game right here is going to be great. A game I really don't like talking about, Jags and Bills. We know what Pittsburgh did to them last week. Came across Big Ben, drove down the field. I'm going to talk about Big Ben a little bit more coming down the line, but Big Ben went all the way down the field. Probably 100-plus yards to get down the field, and the game-winning drive and leaped across the goal line. You talking about this man probably, God knows, 275, this joker up there running. He's running, and Big Ben don't run, but he ran to the goal line, kept it himself, and won the game against a Jags team that was a threat. And then you sit there and you come the next season, you should be looking for another draft pick because y'all not getting in playoffs nowhere easy. Both teams' records are the same. I mean, it's bad enough that the Jags are in the same picture as the Bills. That's difficult. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about the Bills, because I don't like talking about this game too much. I talk too much, take too much of my time up in my podcast. But the Bills are without Josh Allen. But Matt Barkley, whoever that kid is, will be under center today's matchup. But I think the Jags overall team, but this game might be a toss-up that both teams suck, without a doubt. But the Jags should pull this game out today on the road. Seahawks and Panthers game. This is another key matchup for the NFC. Now, I just got this because I was looking at some social media, looking at some sports world stuff before I came on here. If the Panthers beat Seattle today, the Rams will clinch the NFL West. NFC West. They will clinch it today. That's scary enough that the Rams are about to clinch a spot in the playoffs if one team wins. That's crazy. This could be a great NFC matchup. The Panthers are in the wild card at the moment with a little room to breathe because Seattle's right there on their back. Green Bay's right on their back. And I think another team, I think the Vikings are on their back, or the Vikings might be in the playoffs looking at that spot. They will force their way in the playoff. I think the Seattle Seahawks are fighting hard to force their way in the playoffs because they're in the hunt. They're right there knocking on the door. And I understand the Panthers are undefeated at home. It sounds crazy because the records say different, but they're undefeated at home, defending the land. Not LeBron, but defending the land. But today they will meet their match. Because Russell showed it last week when he played against Green Bay, and there's no excuses. They came back and they beat us. They played they didn't play a solid first half, but they came and fought it out in the second half, which that's what you're supposed to do. If you don't pick it up in the first, you come back and slam the team on the second half because Green Bay didn't execute, and the Seattle Seahawks won, and Russell outscored Aaron Rodgers in the second quarter. That's bad enough. And a valuable matchup for the playoffs. Two powerful quarterbacks going head-to-head. Russell and Cam. Both are mobile. Both can pass. Both can do whatever they want to do to you at any given time. And we have seen it time and time again that somebody will win. But my theory is that if Seattle Seahawks defense, I know they probably be out with KJ Wright again, but if the Seattle Seahawks stop Christian McCaffrey today, that should be their main target. I know Cam Newton can run on you and run and pass, do whatever. But if you limit his running back, that's what gets the scheme. The scheme holds that running back and Christian McCaffrey up because he can be a route runner too, and he can go deep and get him touchdown. And he's the one that do the more nitty-gritty and the dirty stuff to you. So I think if you can hold him back, you hold Christian McCaffrey back today, it would limit Cam Newton a little bit. And I believe the Seahawks will pull off today's game. On the road, Seattle, they're about 500 on the road, but I think Seattle can get this game today as long as they hold Christian McCaffrey down. And if they get to Cam Newton at least one or two times in a sack and they hit him hard, I guarantee he will shake like a leaf because we've seen it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's go to this. The dog pound or not the dog pound. The dogs have escaped. The Cleveland Browns have escaped. The dogs are on the road. So watch out, kids, because there are dogs on the road. Let me tell you this. They go to the Bengals. They go to the jungle. With the Cleveland Browns being winless, they don't have no wins on the road. Nada. Zero. What else you want me to say? It's the Cleveland Browns. They're 0-4 on the road, guys. I definitely can't see Baker, Mayfield, and company will even stand a chance against the Bengals. And the Bengals have their defensive guys back. They have maybe one or two out, but nobody's like key. They still have all of their key defensive players in the game. And we know how nitty-gritty the Bengals defense can get when they have all of their players. They play really dirty. But that's how it happens. The NFL is tough. It's not flag football. It's padded football. It's tackle football. So let's go ahead and get some. The Bengals offense is another lesser defense. This game shouldn't even be close. But again, AJ Green is doubtful. So you have him on your fantasy football or you know somebody do, take him off. But if you do know somebody, you might want to tell them to keep him on for you to win. But AJ Green is doubtful with a foot injury. But the Bengals will come out with this game today. They got a good amount of weapons with a great defense. And the Browns, Baker Mayfield is going to get sacked a lot today. I don't know how many times, but he's going to get it today. Cardinals and Chargers. Cardinals and the Chargers. All these double C's, double R's, and all this stuff. I don't know what the NFL is trying to do to these our sports analysts and me, myself. The Cardinals have the only 2 wins on the season with no chances at the playoffs. What are going on with these teams are just 2 wins. 2 wins. Come on, guys. The only hope is a good draft pick. I've been saying this a lot, but the only thing they got is a good draft pick. Good draft pick. Can I put it again? Good draft pick. Put it in the text. Good draft pick. But for the next season, the Chargers, on the other hand, are licking their chops. My brother Marcus is on here, and he knows what I mean when they say licking their chops at the playoffs and the AFC and the last time the Chargers have been to the playoffs was in 2013. They were 9-7. They crept in the playoffs. But this Chargers offense and defense is something different. It's a veteran team but they can go get it. All you got to do is be a go-getter, and that's the main deal. So one thing I think Phillip Rivers might throw it for over 300 yards today. But as I had for Cam, which I wish Cam was on here, the offense or defense will win today's game. I think Phillip Rivers is going to win this game. He's going to take it himself. But this score, this game shouldn't even be close. This is another game that shouldn't be close. A lot of them games shouldn't be close today. You got the Chargers. If you want to bet somebody on the Chargers game. Make sure you get them on that. Another good game to be betting on is the Dolphins and the Colts game. If you know anybody, bet this game because this game is going to be. This game might be ugly too. The Dolphins get Ryan Tannehill back, guys, after missing numerous of games for a shoulder injury. He even quoted on ESPN the other day that he is not 100%. I don't know what team or the ownership will put their future on the line if you know he's not 100%. I know we did it to Aaron Rodgers, but Rodgers is Rodgers. He want to do what he want to do. But Ryan Tannehill is not 100%. That's bad enough to say. This organization just don't care about it. But the Red Hot Colts, coming off of, I think, a 2 or 3 game win streak, they're climbing the ladder. They're looking unstoppable. You see the win with T.Y. Hilton last week. T.Y. Hilton went down the field for about 50 yards. My God. The Colts will have a great offense and defensively will benefit from the Dolphins starting Tannehill. Their defense will show out because they got Tannehill on there. And I think the Colts should win by at least 2 touchdowns. It might get even uglier than that. But I think the Colts will win today's game at home in Indianapolis. Another good game I like to hear about right here is the matchup is going to be – it's a game where you got to be on your toes because I want this game to be on TV because I really want to see this game. I probably miss it. I don't know if it's 4 o'clock game or not. But the Steelers versus the Broncos. The midday matchup is probably going to be the tightest matchup of the day, as I said. The Steelers are 4-0-1 tie on the road. That's Cleveland Browns. That being said, the Steelers, just seeing the Steelers on your schedule right now is kind of you might want to kind of get you something to drink. And I ain't talking about Kool-Aid either. I'm talking about a little bit more better because this game right here with the Broncos might get ugly. The Steelers are a different team. Their first beginning of the year, they had the Le'Veon Bell question, and Le'Veon Bell was over here. Then he didn't want to come join. There's a big confusion. Then Big Ben got into it. Then Brown got into it. Everybody got mixed up about it. Then James Conner over there talking about Le'Veon who. Everybody talking about Le'Veon who. Now Le'Veon not out the picture no more. Get him away. Take the ball and hit it. It's over. Although Big Ben came in last week against the Jags, threw 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It didn't look good. It didn't look good from the start. The game was ugly all day. And I'm telling you, I was like, wow, the Jags is going to take this away. But then you come up to somehow, you look at the final drive, it comes on TV after the rest of the games. And next thing you know, you see Big Ben Roethlisberger crossing the goal line for a touchdown with himself. It's rare to hear that Ben Roethlisberger is crossing the goal line himself with a rushing touchdown. It won't far, but it's a fact that this man got up out the pocket and took off and won the game. He came up when it was big. Even though it was 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, he came up when it was big on the goal line against the Jags, even though the Jags are not much to talk about, but I got to give them their team. The largest issue for today's matchup, which I got noted from my grandmother is on here, a large issue is Von Miller. He's back, and we know he had a strip sack last week. But will Big Ben be able to maneuver around him and his offensive line hold him down where he won't get sacked? Because that's going to be an issue if Von Miller gets back up in there. That's an issue within itself. That's a beast among beasts by itself. Now, one question I wanted: did Big Ben throw more interceptions and touchdowns today? I don't think so. He might have one, maybe a couple sacks, but I don't think it's going to really be the tale of the story. I think the Steelers should come out this game. It should be, if it came into a matchup offensively, I would have to go with the offense of the Steelers. But the Broncos just look a little, I don't know. The Broncos just their defense can win the game for them. Now, the 8 o'clock game, I know I'm going to be back home in Richmond, so I know I'm going to be back to watch this game. And you know how I feel because I got my Green Bay Packers stuff on today, and I haven't did this in a long time, but I know today's game mean a lot to the Green Bay Packers and the Vikings. Jimmy Graham has been dealing with a knee and a thumb injury, which I think he broke it or something. It's crazy. He will play tonight. I don't know how he's playing tonight. I wouldn't play him. Another bad news for Green Bay is Nick Perry went on IR today. No, yesterday. Take it back. Yesterday. This game should be America's game of the week. Not saying it because my team, not saying because it's the Vikings, but it's a rivalry. It's a clash. This Packers and Vikings game always be the tiebreaker, always be that kind of season reckoning game that determines who wins, who does what. Due to the fact that this game could be a ship sinker for whatever team will lose. I understand that the Packers are winless on the road, and we showed it on like a Thursday ago with Seattle. No, Sunday ago with Seattle. But the Vikings look really, really sloppy in primetime matchups. And we saw a primetime matchup against the Bears. And we know how that went. Kirk Cousins, we know how you went. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Dalvin Cook, how you say his name? He had 9 carries for 12 yards. So he almost averaged at least 1.2 carries. I mean, what? You're supposed to be one of the highest running backs right now, and you over here 1.2 yards a carry? Might not even be that. But Kirk Cousins from the Washington Redskins went to the Vikings. He's going to have a day of reckoning. And when I say that, I say it with all of it. He's the defense of Green Bay. Clay Matthews, I hope he don't get no more penalties for unnecessary roughness. But even though Nick Perry is out, Clay Matthews is going to get back there. He going to get in there. Turn his hips and get in there. We don't got Mike Daniels. That's brutal enough. But pass rushers with Blake Martinez, trust and believe Kirk Cousins will see some pressure back there today, and he will throw 2-3 interceptions today. I mean, he might end up he might throw 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. All I'm actually saying. But I don't see how Kirk Cousins is playing. I can't see him coming out today. In Green Bay, with all the marbles on the table, that's when Aaron Rodgers shows up. Aaron Rodgers these fluke games, he might throw them. But when Aaron Rodgers has all the marbles on the table, he's going to run the table. And Aaron Rodgers is going to do that. He's going to do it well. And Green Bay is going to work with him. And Green Bay Packers wide receivers are going to do what they got to do. And you're going to see this game get pretty nitty-gritty by halftime. If you want to bet a game, I'll bet this game if you want to bet a game. This game is going to be good because either team can win. Not no just, anybody's going to blow somebody. Well, it might be like that. Yeah, it might be like that. But I think Green Bay will come out on top of this. And I'm not just saying that because that's my team. I'm just saying when it comes down to games and it's Aaron Rodgers with all his back against the wall, Rodgers will do what Rodgers is going to do. And the Titans and Texans game. I really didn't have much with this. The Titans just don't look like the Titans anymore. I'm kind of shocked with them. I'm kind of like, what are you doing? The Texans, meanwhile, they're trying to get to the playoffs. I think they're in the playoffs right now, either in the hunt. But I'm liking this matchup to go with the Texans. Only reason I say going with the Texans is because the Texans are a better team. Even though I know they busted up Alex Smith. You see he's on his couch today. I hope he gets better and well soon with that leg injury. And they did it to him. And I don't think Marcus Mariota better watch out. He better go on the sideline and hope for the best. Because the day is not going to be his day. The Texans will come in and do what they got to do. But meanwhile, me and my co-host, Cam Taylor, have been talking. That concludes for the wrap-up for that. But me and my co-host have been talking. I'm going to do some polls this week to see what the viewers want to be talking about. NBA, MLB, college football playoffs, arena football. We're going to be doing a lot because a lot's coming up into the mix right now. This is the time of the season where a lot of things happen. This was a lot of time of the season where different sports start popping up and starting and ending. So you got a lot going on. But that wraps it up for today of Week 12 edition of Goode Got You Entertainment. We wish Cam could join us again. Wish him the best and his team, the Giants, today, because I'm going with them. And we thank him for helping us keep things good. And the viewers, I hope you have a wonderful and action-packed game day. That's the main thing. Oh, that's a bar. I didn't know I could do that. But thank you for joining and viewing Goode Got You Entertainment. Share this, and share this where other people can see it. But for now, be blessed and save the rest. Peace.